By now, most everyone's heard of Shanghai soup dumplings. But there's another dumpling in Shanghai that's just as delicious, but rarely talked about. The Shengjian Bao, the soup dumpling's pan-fried cousin. So this video is an attempt to correct that, to shine a little light on Shanghai's other dumpling, and to make you hungry. I'd call it a cult favorite, but the Shengjian Bao in Shanghai isn't a cult, it's a full-blown religion. Like any religion, there's different philosophies. Should the skin be thin and unleavened so it can hold a lot of soup? Should it be puffy, damn the soup? Or is there a middle ground? Something this good, basically a cross between a soup dumpling and a pot sticker. It should be way more famous. But which version? Let's get nerdy.
This is the biggest Shengjian chain in Shanghai with more than 200 stores across the city. When people talk about Shengjian Bao in Shanghai, this is usually what they mean. Xiaoyangs.
Xiaoyang started as a snack on a famous old food street in the early 2000s. But that whole street, like most of Shanghai, has been rebuilt and turned into a shopping mall in the last few years. So what makes a Shengjian Bao? They're pan-fried and they're full of pork, with a degree of soup that varies from shop to shop. These days, Xiaoyang's is Shanghai fast food, and they get pretty far out with some of their fillings, like frog or curry chicken. But that's not the only thing that makes them different.
So what's different is how they season the pork, how the soup inside is made, whether they fry it folds up or, like this one, folds down. But for me, the main difference in my classification, the difference is the wrapper. And this one is made out of a dead dough. This is made out of an unleavened dough. You can look inside a little bit here and see. And this one, there's no yeast inside. It's not leavened. There's no puff you can see inside. So this isn't better or worse, it's a style. And the style goes back to 1930 Shanghai, to the original tea house that served Shengjian Bao, which was called Lo Chunge. Lo Chunge went out of business ages ago, but the style lived on, and that style now is Xiaoyang style. So in this style, the wrapper is not leavened, there's no puff. The soup inside is made from pidong, which is the pork jelly, the same thing that they use in Shengjian Bao. And then these are fried like this, fold down. That's the Xiaoyang style. Right, so there was another shop in 1930 Shanghai called Dahu Chun. Unlike Xiaoyang's predecessor, Dahu Chun survived all the way until the present day. They've been going ever since. That's where we are right now. At this one, the Shengjian Bao, the skin is very puffy. It's fully leavened. You can see over here, it looks like a milk bread or something. And then there's not very much soup inside.
Instead of using pork aspic, which melts back into the soup when it's pan-fried, the same way that Xiaolong Bao get the soup inside, they add just a little water into the filling. So at Dahu Chun, you order soup on the side. And not just any soup, but a beef soup made with curry powder, which the British introduced to China after the Opium Wars. This one also uses sugar and soy sauce in the filling, an influence from Wuxi, a city near Shanghai that's crazy about sugar. It's not for me, but it's got a loyal following who swear by it.
If you take a Xiaoyang's Shengjian and you take a Dahu Chun Shengjian, the first two we saw, and you cross them, you basically end up with this. This is the third style of Shengjian, where the wrapper is partially leavened. You can see when I push it, it bounces back a little bit. It's still a little bit puffy on the inside, but full of soup, which is different than the other ones. This is the third style. This is a snack shop that's open 24 hours. They get the whole cross-section of Shanghai. They get people after the club, they get old people in the morning, they get office workers for lunch, they get everybody coming here to eat Shengjian Bao. And also the other things that they have, like these big veggie wontons with a peanut and sesame sauce, and these spring onion oil noodles.
This one is slightly trickier to make than the others, because the chefs have to balance the time and the temperature so the dough doesn't proof too much or too little. They've got to take into account the outside temperature, whether it's summer or winter, and then shuffle the buns in or out of the refrigerator so that when they go into the pan, they have the right degree of poof. For me, this is the perfect Shengjian Bao, the one I hope goes global. It's got the soup of the first version, but a little of the puff from the second is just right. Already there's places in LA and New York that do them, and I'm convinced it's only a matter of time until the rest of the world discovers them too. Until then, however, you'll just have to come to Shanghai. Let's get nerdy.